What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we back in Sweden. Somebody sent me this. It's the Living with the Dark Winters in Sweden, Midnight Sun and Polar Nights. From the thumbnail, it looked pretty cool, so we finna check this out. I did geography now of Sweden. Was very impressed by Sweden and just how it was. It looked like a very beautiful place to go and be. So we finna check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. Let's check out some Sweden. Look at all that snow.
And I live in the north of Sweden.
Oh. Wow. Wow, is that real? I seen that on a screensaver before.
Sweden is a country with a lot of light.
A whole lot. Different light.
And it's also a country with a lot of darkness. It all depends on what season it is.
Wow. That's a screensaver.
Just like many other countries in the northern hemisphere, there is a strong contrast in the light conditions between summer and winter.
Oh my gosh.
In the winter, it's dark almost all the time. And in the summer, it's light all the time. During the summer, in the very north of Sweden, the sun never sets between the end of May until the middle of July. So you can see the sun 24 hours a day, and that is called the midnight sun.
Wow. That's amazing. Dang.
And then, during the winter in the very north of Sweden, it's the opposite. For a couple of weeks, the sun never rises above the horizon, which means that there is no sunlight for about a month. And that is called the polar night.
Polar night.
These extreme contrasts
midnight
in light
sun and
is caused by the rotation of the Earth in relation to the position of the sun. And the further north you go, the bigger the contrast. I live in the middle north of Sweden, and if I'm lucky and it's a clear sky, I can see the sun above the treetops for about an hour during the darkest time of the year.
Look at all that snow.
The middle of the day, and this is how high the sun goes up now. It's just a little bit over the horizon, or over the trees.
Wow.
But winters like this one, when it's been cloudy every day, I actually didn't see a glimpse of the sun for over a month. But just a few days ago, now in the beginning of January, I got to feel the sun on my face again.
Wow.
This is the first.
Man, this is an amazing video. I can't say much. I'm just shocked. This is amazing.
I got to feel the sun on my face again.
Wow.
This is the first glimpse of the sun that we see in over a month. Do you see this?
Wow.
And that feeling, when you begin to feel the sunlight again in January, is always overwhelming. It's like seeing the sun for the first time in your life.
Man. Oh, I know it'd take a long time to melt all that snow. Had to take
Even
like a couple months. Even if it can be hard
sometimes with these kinds of light conditions, I really love it and I would never want to change it. I think the light is never as beautiful as it is during these most extreme times of the year.
Look at those views.
When it's summer, I usually change my rhythm and stay up all nights and then sleep in the forenoon instead.
Wow.
The light is so beautiful in the middle of the night, and as a filmmaker and photographer, it's like a dream to be out
in
and
the
capture
morning?
the beauty of the bright nights of June.
Wow. Oh my, that's screensaver worthy right there. This is incredible.
And then in the winter, even if we don't get so much sunlight, we at least get a few hours of twilight during the day. And that light is the most beautiful kind of daylight that I know. It's like experiencing a long sunrise without a sun.
Wow. Look at that.
And when it's a clear sky and the sun is rising just a tiny bit above the treetops, it spreads a soft and pink light all over the landscape.
What?
And that is beyond beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Around 3 in the day, it's already getting dark, and it makes the evenings feel never-ending.
Man, that's amazing. I remember when you know how the time goes back and all that stuff, or time move forward. Certain, especially in America, certain days of the year or whatever, it usually get dark around here. I think like a couple of months ago, it was getting dark around here at like 4 or 5. And now the sun is still up at like at least 7. So it don't get dark, but usually when time moves forward, we start seeing the sun out a little longer to like 9, almost 10. It don't go down to 10. So it makes like the day, like she said, it makes the day seem longer, but it feel like the day is over once the sun is gone, man.
And it
That's how
makes
I
the
feel.
evenings feel never-ending.
Wow, that would be a real time.
But the darkness makes us see what is
Fusion.
never visible in the light. Because actually, we do get sunlight from thousands of suns far, far away.
Wow, look at those stars.
I live in a place where there's no light pollution, and the night sky is breathtaking. And for me, that is one of the reasons that I really love the winter here. And now and then, the sun sends us a greeting in the darkness. Particles from storms on the surface of the sun comes traveling towards the earth, colliding with our magnetic field and creating the aurora borealis, the northern lights that dances in the sky.
Wow.
I can never find the right
that
words to
look
describe how much I
unreal.
love to stand under the northern lights on a cold and dark winter night. I
Man,
can take
the only time I seen that was like on a
under the
screensaver.
northern lights on a cold and
Wow.
dark winter night. I can take the darkness any day as long as I get to see the stars and the northern lights. It makes it all worth it.
Man, she
But
really
even
got
though
this
there's so
film.
much beauty to find in these special kinds of light conditions that we have here in the north, I would lie if I said that it's always easy to live and adapt to them. Because
I
it's
know
not.
that would be hard. That would be hard.
Well, the summer is easy. I don't think you
Always.
can have too much light. The only thing that people often ask me is if it's harder to sleep when it's light all night. And for me personally, if I want to sleep during the night, I have no problem with that.
Man.
And for those who do
I like
feel
taking a
it's
nap.
a problem, it's easily fixed with some thick and dark curtains. But the winter and the darkness is definitely much more challenging. And I can
I
only
bet.
speak from my own experience now.
Ooh,
The
look
lack
at
of
all that
sunlight
snow.
makes me more tired, and during the darkest and coldest months, between November and March, I sometimes struggle to keep the energy up. It's harder to get up in the morning when it's dark outside. Our body naturally
Yeah.
want to wake up with the sun. And in the afternoon, I often get confused with the time, since the darkness makes it feel like it's much later than it actually is. And the lack of daylight makes me struggle more as a filmmaker, since I only have 1 hour of good light to film in a day,
Right.
compared to the 24-hour of good light in the summer. So
Man,
the
that's
darkness
incredible.
combined with the cold make things a bit more challenging.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the only one struggling to keep up the energy during this time of the year.
I struggle to keep up energy on both. Look at all that snow. That's amazing. Oh, don't jump in there. Oh my God. Oh, I got chills. I could feel the coldness and I didn't even get in there.
But of course, there's many things you can do to make the winters a little easier. I want to mention a few
Waterfalls?
things that helps me adapt better to the lack of sunlight. For me personally, I think that the tiredness that I feel in the winter is the hardest part. The energy level is so low sometimes. And the cure to that is not always to sleep more.
That's
It
true.
can
That's
actually
true.
be to do the opposite. So I try my best to keep being active and moving my body as much as I can, and get as much daylight as possible.
Wow, to her knees.
I go for long walks with my dog every day. And if the weather is good, I like to go out in the forest with my snowshoes and my camera, or go skiing.
Wow.
I also love to take ice baths.
Oh.
It's something I started doing a few years ago, combined with breathing exercises, using the Wim Hof method. And it has become my...
Oh, when I played basketball, I used to take ice baths. This look worse because this actually probably like below zero out there.
Combined with breathing exercises, using the Wim Hof method. And it has become my favorite way of boosting myself with new energy when I need it the most. Going into that freezing water is actually the last thing that my body wants to do in that moment. But putting myself into that kind of discomfort is awakening something in me that helps me reset my body. Believe it or not, but cold swims and cold showers has many good health benefits. It's not for everyone, of course, and it's important to get knowledge before trying an ice bath if you have never done it before. But for me, it has been a great source of energy and joy during the winter time.
She really out there swimming in the snow.
In my energy levels in the winter when I move my body in some way. It doesn't need to be a full workout, but just something, a little every day,
little something, you know. Wow.
When we can't get enough energy from the sun, I think it's even more important to make sure that we get enough energy and nutrition from our food. Nature has so much to give us in the summer that we can harvest and save for the winter when we need it the most.
Peas. Those grapes. Potatoes. Hey, that fruit look different out there.
Here in the north, we have plenty of berries in the forest. So I like to pick tons of blueberries and lingonberries and put in the freezer so that we can eat berries and drink juice from berries every single day during the whole
Organic. Wow. That is nice.
I also like to pick different herbs that are good for our health and dry them to make my own tea for the winter.
Nice.
One of my favorite teas to drink when it's cold and dark outside is simply made out of birch leaves. I pick them just as they begin to bloom in the spring, while they are still small and light green. And the tea smells and tastes just like how it smells like in the spring. And in the middle of the winter, I think it feels so comforting to have a piece of the spring to remind you of the wonderful time to come when everything is blooming and the birds are singing again. And of course, I also take vitamin D supplements since we don't get anything from the sun in many months. Even though that would never replace the sun, I believe it can help a little bit.
Most definitely.
The list of things you can do to handle the darkness is endless. These were just to mention a few. But I think that the most important thing of all is to accept and adapt to the cycles of nature.
I feel like that's in everything in life. You just gotta learn to adapt. You know, you don't have to not be yourself or nothing. You just gotta adapt. Adapt just means doing what you need to do necessary in those times or whatever time that we in. You know, you don't have to, go out and be somebody else. But you can be yourself and still adapt to what's going on in today's world.
The most important thing of all is to accept and adapt to the cycles of nature. I definitely feel a big difference in the energy during summer and winter, both in nature and in myself. And that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's just different.
Yeah. That's cool.
I think the winter and the darkness can cause a lot of unnecessary suffering when we are trying to force ourselves to feel the same as we do in the summer.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel lack of inspiration. And it's okay to need more sleep and to let things slow down.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta take a break, It's okay to take a break.
A flower would never force itself to bloom in the cold winter. So why would we?
Dang,
this way of thinking changed my way.
Hey, that's motivational right there. That's a quote. We need to quote that and put it on the wall.
A flower would never force itself to bloom in the cold winter. So why would we?
Yeah.
This way of thinking changed my way of dealing with the different seasons. I love the winters just as much as I love the summers. They both have their own benefits and challenges.
Yeah.
And I think it gets much easier when we let go and accept what we feel instead of fighting it, and accept the cycles in nature and the cycles in ourselves.
Look at that nature
and learn
out
to
there.
live with it, like
Those
a dance.
stars. Nice. That's fall, winter. Wow. This was a very well put together video.
So, this is how it is to live with the light and the darkness in the north of Sweden, from my perspective. The extreme contrasts in
Wow, that
light
is
also
cool.
creates a bigger contrast to the seasons,
That's cool.
and they
Cool.
all have their own beauty. I love the constantly changing seasons, and that you can see and feel how the light changes a little
wow.
bit for every single day that
Seen
goes
that
by.
in the screens. I feel like I used
The
that
beautiful
little
balance of
picture
light
before.
and
That's
darkness
video.
is my greatest source of inspiration, and it makes every day feel new and different.
I wish they would have showed us how they get to the stores and stuff. What stores are around there? Wow. This was nice. Wow. She throwing up that pollen. My allergy would have been going crazy. That looked like pollen. My allergy would have been going bananas. But nah, Sweden, man, that was beautiful. I forgot what this woman's channel called, but jonna, I gotta subscribe to her. That was very well put together. That she gave us this masterpiece. Like, probably took her a year to film, probably more longer than that, just to get all the seasons. But that was amazing, just to see how Sweden is. I don't need to see how she got to the stores and all that. If they had a car, walk, or what. But that was different. I appreciate you guys, my people from Sweden, for sending me this recommendation. I'm glad I seen it, because I was interested in learning more about Sweden, and just to see that, I think I asked about it in a Geography Now video I did, but midnight sun and polar night, wow. Like, she has some key things. She's very motivational as well, inspirational, because she has some key things that she said that really sparked something in me, you know. But that was just beautiful, just to see the sun out like that 24 hours of the day. Need to adapt, you know. Don't force yourself to do anything. Like, I feel like most time we want to be successful or be somewhere in a spot that we working so hard to get to, and sometimes we just force ourselves to do stuff when we need to just take that break and relax, which is okay. You know, your journey is according to you. Your journey is according to your timing, you know. So just because somebody got it now don't mean that you're never going to get it. It was just their time to get it. Just wait your time. Take your necessary breaks. Take your necessary time to do what you need to do. Just don't stop. Take your time. Just don't stop. But guys, that's all I have for this video. Definitely enjoy that. Beautiful, beautiful Sweden. I appreciate you guys. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Continue to send me more recommendations. But that's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.